this video is multiplying rational numbers, which is basically just multiplying fractions. And there are a few rules to remember when you're multiplying fractions. The first one is if you have mixed numbers, convert them to improper fractions. The second one is reduce if possible. The third one is multiply the numerators. Then you want to multiply the denominators and then simplify if needed after you're multiplying. And you need to make sure you choose the correct sign. Anytime you're multiplying with any numbers, these rules apply when you're multiplying. If you have the same signs, a positive times a positive, you get a positive. Or a negative times a negative is a positive. Or if you have different signs, a positive times a negative, you get a negative. All right, our first one here, these are not mixed numbers, they're just regular fractions. And so we're going to look to see if we can reduce anything. So you can look at any of the numerator values and any of the denominator values. And if they will divide evenly by any number, you can reduce them. So what I see is this 6 will divide into this 6, and they cancel out to be 1. And so now, following the next rule, if I multiply the numerators, I get 5 times 1 equals 5. And then I get 1 times 11 equals 11. And 5 over 11, or 5 divided by 11, cannot be reduced. Both numbers were positive, so my answer is positive. All right, looking at number 2 here. 1 doesn't divide into, it divides into everything, so it can't be reduced. I don't see anything that can divide into the 5, so nothing can be reduced on this problem. And I know my answer is going to be a negative because I have a negative 1/2 and a positive. So I'm going to get a negative answer. And so 1 times 5 is 5. And then 2 times 9 makes this problem a negative 5 over 18. In this example, let's look. We have a negative times a positive, so our answer is going to be a negative. Change colors. And then we can check and see if we need to reduce. And actually on this one, we have a lot of reducing we can do. 4 will divide into 16. So 4 goes into 4 one time. 4 goes into 16 4 times. And then 5 will also divide into 55. So 5 into 5 is 1. 5 into 55 is 11. And what that does is it makes us work with a lot smaller numbers. So now if we look at the top, our 1 times 1 is 1, and our answer is negative. And 11 times 4 is 44. And so what you want to look for is what can you do to reduce. If you forget to reduce first, you can always reduce at the end, but 1 divided by 44 will not reduce. All right, on number 4 here, we have mixed numbers. So we have to convert them into improper. Remember, you multiply and then add. So 7 times 4 is 28, plus 3 is 31 over 7 times 9 times 1 is 9, plus 5 is 14 over 9. And now we have our our improper fractions. Let's look and see if anything can reduce. And they can. 7 can go into 14. So I'm going to divide 7 by 7 and get 1. 14 by 7 and get 2. So then now when I multiply this, I get 62 over 9. If they want your answers back in a mixed fraction form, you divide the top by the bottom. And we know it's not 7 because that would be 63, so it has to be 6. And that would be 54, subtract. and so that's going to be 8. So our answer is going to reduce back into a mixed number as 62 and 6 and 8/9. Okay, so remember, when you're converting, multiply first, then add the top. So we're going to have a negative. 14 plus 5 is 19 over 7. Another negative. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 3 is 8. Oops, I wrote that in the wrong spot. 8 over 5. Can anything reduce? I don't see anything. And what happens when you have two negatives? You get a positive answer. And so 19 times 8 and 52 over 35. And because that is an improper, I need to make it a mixed. So you divide the top by the bottom always. Subtract once you multiply. And so we end up with 4 and 12/35. Okay? All right, last one. Okay, so now we've got this parentheses. Negative 4 over 7 times the parentheses of negative 2 over 3. All this parentheses is showing you is that it's a negative number. See how they didn't put it here, or I didn't put it here, but it's here. So you can ignore the parentheses on this problem. And do I have anything that will reduce? I do not. My answer is going to be a positive, because a negative times a negative is a positive. And so I multiply the top, and I get 8. 7 times 3 on the denominators is 21. And so my answer is 8 over 21. I hope this helps. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel or like the video. And thanks again for watching.